What's up, dude bros and lady dude bros? So we've got a brand new feature here on the BROCR review. It's called BROCR Heroes. And this past weekend in Lake Tahoe, we caught up with Rob Goodson, and the guy is 57 years old, and he goes to lots of Spartan races. He actually, in Tahoe, has his 10 times trifecta medal, and he's shooting for 14 to 15 times this calendar year. The guy's a real inspiration. He's got a really good message for those people who, if you're older, it really doesn't matter how old you are. You can come out and do these races. All you have to have is the drive and determination. But don't take my word for it. Let's listen to Rob.
I'm here with Rob Goodson, and this guy is a straight-up animal. Rob, you have done, I don't even know how many Spartan races you have done this year alone.
I think 30-ish in that area, something like that.
That's an amazing number, and you always compete. Like, I have seen him on the course, and I'm like, wow, Rob is just straight up crushing this. I think the first time we met was in Palmerton.
Yeah, I saw you on the course.
Yeah, and we actually met up at the Teacherverse, which is very late in the course, and this dude is running his heart out. Like, honestly, if I could have someone that's a spirit animal, it's you. It is absolutely you, my friend.
Right.
And you got like a really sweet piece of hardware over there. Do you want to show everyone? 10 times. That thing.
Woohoo, I got two fans here.
You can serve hors d'oeuvres on that.
Yeah, I know. You could have like a hamburger from over there.
The $10 hamburgers where they highway rob you.
$10 hamburger.
So, Rob, there's a lot of people that come out to these Spartan races.
Yes.
But you're in the Masters class.
Yes.
You are, in my opinion, one of the most impressive Masters class athletes out there. Like, what do you have to say to people at home who are 40 and up about these races?
Okay, first of all, kind of got into this weirdly last year, and my whole reason kind of for doing a bunch of them this year is because I wanted to show that people 57, you know, above 40 can do this, and it's really not that hard. You just got to do a little training, work your calf muscles, work your grip, get out on the course, and anyone can do it. Anyone can do it. It's a great time, it's fun. You do a little CrossFit, and it gives you a reason to go to the club. So all people above 40, get out and do it. It's a piece of cake, I'm telling you.
I mean, this guy's doing 30 a year, so it's fantastic that you are doing this, and you are a true like inspiration to a lot of people.
I mean, if I can do it, seriously, if I can do it, anyone can do it, because I am nothing, really. I just do a little training and go out and do it.
My dad's actually a little bit older than you, and like getting him to do like a 5K, it's like, that's a pretty big accomplishment. Like, he's a runner.
But, you know, once you get bit and once you get into it, you know, it'll grab you.
So tell us about like your first race. What kind of like bit you? What was it about the actual race that did it?
Well, it wasn't Spartan. It was, you know, some other ones, and so I just did those locally around my area, and then I love the obstacle. I love the non just running, and then you got to run over stuff, and then you got to carry stuff, and then you got to, you know. So I really like that, and it worked out. You know, and then I got bitten by the bug, and then Spartan I like because it was a little more serious than the others. So it worked out great. Love it.
I think that honestly, in my opinion, Spartan race is like, it's the pinnacle of obstacle course.
Yeah.
It's the hardest one that if you can do Spartan, you can do any other race out there.
I agree.
And so you were in Southern California last week.
Yes.
We were there too. I did not know that. I would have loved to have hooked up with you then.
Yeah.
But so one of the things that we also like to discuss is tapers. So when you do back-to-back weekends like this, like what's your advice for like a taper, especially if you're like a more older, a more senior athlete?
Well, what I do is I train probably too hard. So I don't know if I would take my advice, but I go and train. I take Thursday and Friday off, but I will train up to then. And most people will take like a whole week off, you know. But I go right up to Wednesday, you know, keep training, and then it's worked for me all year, and I've gone injury-free. So we'll see.
So there you go. Some advice. So you obviously want to keep moving.
Yeah.
You don't want to just take a whole bunch of time off, and like you did really well in SoCal too.
I don't know. I did all right, but
I mean, think about like I'm really impressed. Like, I've always been impressed with what you do, and like you're always out there running all these races. You're on jets way more often than I am. Because you also did the Hawaii trifecta weekend too.
Hawaii, but I only do that because I have the means to do it very cheaply. When you work for an airline, that helps a little bit. So
I can't wait to be on one of your flights when you're flying.
Yeah.
I know I'm in safe hands.
Oh,
so
yeah.
you obviously live in Minnesota.
Yep.
And I'm not too familiar with the topography of Minnesota. Is it like relatively flat, or do you have some mountains?
No, it's flat. Our elevation's about 900 feet generally, and then we have a couple ski hills that we train. And the North Star Spartan Facebook group, we go out and train pretty religiously. Mondays, Tuesdays, Wednesdays, and then they have some other stuff sprinkled in there. So that helps, having people to train.
Yeah.
Definitely.
So what's your advice, because you're Midwestern as well, we're Midwestern, for these mountain races? These mountain races break a lot of people, and like we're out there hiking it like it's no big deal. So we obviously, I use an incline trainer. What will be your advice? Like, what do you do to like get ready for these mountain races?
If you live, I mean, every city, it seems like they have a ski hill. Go to that ski hill and run it 30 times. I'm not kidding you. I'm not exaggerating, and you know that.
Yeah.
Get out there and just hike up it. You don't need to run it, but just hike up it. Get those calves ready for what's going to happen out here on this mountain. That's what I did for the Vermont. Vermont last year was my second Spartan.
Ooh,
and it was
that's
an eye-opener, really. So I wish I didn't do it 30 times. And I wish I would have ran my little ski hill 30 times. So that's what I tell everybody. 30 times.
30 times. So the season's kind of winding down. This is the World Championship event, so I guess the new season starts tomorrow. But since you're obviously doing trifectas, which are based on a calendar year, what races do you have left until the new year?
Well, I'm going to try to do 15 this year, and we'll see. I'm going to do 2 Dallas and 2 South Carolina.
Wow.
And tomorrow, I might not do tomorrow. I don't know. We'll see. See what the hotel brings tonight.
Yeah. Yeah, I was thinking about doing tomorrow too, but after that swim.
Yeah. That was brutally cold.
And it's time to drink, right?
Yeah.
It's party time here on the BROCR Review. So, Rob, thank you so much for sitting down and taking the time to talk with us.
No problem.
Always appreciate it. Wish that the first one would have made it, because that was a really good one too, but I think this one was equally as good.
Yeah.
And we can get a good perspective from a wonderful athlete. If you are not following Rob Goodson, you should. The man is an absolute inspiration. I like your Instagram posts. I like the posts. Very motivational. Like, seriously, you are like my spirit animal.
All right.
So thank you very much, Rob.
No problem. Thank you.
And thanks for the interview.
That was a great interview with Rob. Rob serves as a role model and inspiration to a lot of people who feel like maybe they're too old to come out and do a Spartan race. He is proof that you're never too old to come out. I've heard of stories where there have been people older than Rob that come out and do a Spartan race, and it's absolutely amazing. So the most important thing is to get out and try. You'll never know unless you try. And I think that's a really important thing that Rob tried to impart to everyone during his interview, that mostly you need to go out and try new things, and that you really can't let your age be an excuse. If you have any inspirational stories that you think are worth sharing, please feel free to contact us. You can go to the BROCR Review and send us a message, or you can contact me. My name's at the very beginning of the video. Feel free to. We're always looking for new inspirational stories, and we want to share the stories, because I've heard so many just over the course of the past 2 years that I've been racing. Really phenomenal stories that need to be shared with everyone, because this is not just a race. This is not just a community. It's a lifestyle, and there are so many stories that are out there to cover, and I'm afraid we don't have enough time, but I want to highlight those stories that I can during the time that I have. So check back with us later. We're going to have more videos coming up over the next couple of years detailing some of these amazing stories. And once again, feel free to share with us your amazing story. We'd love to hear it.